The Tale of the Mad Arab and the Forbidden Book. They call him Abdul Alhazard, a name whispered with unease by those who claim to know his story. Some say he was born in the dust-swept lands of the 8th century before Christ, an Arab scholar who wandered the boundless deserts for 10 years, chasing shadows and forgotten tongues. In the wastes, he is said to have uncovered ancient diaries, relics of civilizations erased from human memory. Through them, he claimed, he communed with the land of the dead. The record of these terrible revelations he bound into a single work, a tome he called Al-Azif. But the world would come to know it by another name, one that tastes of ash when spoken aloud, the Necronomicon. It is said to bear many titles: the Book of the Arab, the Calling of the Dead, the Book of Dead Names, the Maddening Book. Legends speak of 7 volumes, over 900 pages, inked in Damascus around the year 700 of our era. Yet others whisper that the book is a phantom, a fiction woven to frighten the credulous, or else a thing so real that it has been hidden away by those who fear its power. Alhazard was no mere scribe. He had journeyed from the libraries of Alexandria to the far reaches of Punjab. He read in a dozen tongues, spoke in more, and taught his students the lore of lands long lost. His method, some say, echoed that of Herodotus, even of the heretic Bruno. The great Nostradamus himself may have drawn his prophetic arts from the Necronomicon, for the first quatrains of his centuries bear the mark of its method. They called Alhazard the Mad Arab. His madness, it was said, was not born of delirium, but of sight, of glimpses into futures no mortal should behold. Proclus, the Greek Platonist philosopher, wrote of summoning Hecate herself through strange rites. His works, heavy with the wisdom of Egypt and Chaldea, are said to have fallen into Alhazared's keeping, and found their place in the black pages of the Necronomicon. And yet, no Arabic manuscript speaks its name. Idris Shah, the tireless seeker of hidden lore, scoured the halls of Deoband, Al-Azhar, even Mecca, and found nothing. But in 1487, a Dominican priest, Olaus Wormius, claimed that the dread Inquisitor Torquemada seized the book from the hands of fleeing Spanish Jews and rendered it into Italian. Wormius, perhaps shaken by its contents, is said to have burned the translation, calling it blasphemy and a truth too terrible for mankind to bear. Others insist the book was spirited away to the vaults of the Vatican. In the year 1586, Wormius's copy surfaced in Prague, where it came into the possession of the English Magus Drive. John Dee and his scryer, Edward Kelly. It was then, the legends say, that they began the rites of necronomancy, the raising of the dead. Yet the book offered more than death's secrets. It spoke of alchemy, of the making of gold. Dee's English translation found its way to Christ's College in Manchester, and from there to Oxford's Bodleian Library, before vanishing into shadow. The Necronomicon is said to hold truths of the world before the deluge, truths the Torah hides beneath parable, truths mirrored in the myths of every ancient people. It tells that mankind was not born here, but came from other spheres. That the stars themselves are seeded with strange life, arranged in a hierarchy older than the earth. Those who know the proper times and the hidden symbols may call upon the elder ones and learn from them, mastering past and future alike. But this is perilous knowledge. A man must not take into his mind more than his soul can carry. The people must not be told. For the world is not ruled by chance, it is swayed by great currents, sometimes benevolent, sometimes malign. These currents are conscious, and what we call the devil is merely the shadow of the darker force. And that force feeds upon man. The Necronomicon's known copies have vanished. Some say Adolf Hitler laid hands upon one. Others claim the British crown hid it in a Welsh castle alongside the royal jewels during the dark days of war. Libraries across the globe are said to have sworn to bury all trace of it. And those who have read it, they do not froth and rave as the tales suggest. Their madness comes from something far worse, the shattering of every truth they held dear, and the cold, merciless certainty that reality is not as we believe. Isterson Bunin Yanina Lovecraft Tarzanda Kisa Bir Jiris Balumu Ekliup, Tamaman Godik Hikaye Tadanda, Kayup Kitabin Pesand, Bir Medin Halin Jatirabilirum. O Zaman Medin Bir Efsane Anladasand Chikup Nerdace Kisa Bir Korku Hikayesi Oler. Bunu Yapmami Ister Missan.